Previously on Chosen Ones, Shui finally is able to activate the confession booth, coming face to face with the goddess Mizuni, who taunts him about his failure to see through her deception. She attacks him, and Peter intervenes. The confessional appears to change for a moment to someone crying as Peter steps inside, but he quickly throws his sword through the booth and ends the training for the day. Shui runs off to a nearby pond to try and dispose of the sword. Avayath approaches Brandy to talk to him about his use of necromancy, and tries to persuade him to use other forms of magic. Theo goes to comfort Shui, and Shui is able to communicate with his sword directly for the first time. After returning to the cabin, Peter takes Shui aside to apologize for their conversation the previous day. He tells Shui that despite this, he has no plans to be Shui's mentor, but the young sword singer doesn't seem particularly bothered by this. Instead, he invites Peter to a concert, hoping to host it at a later date.
Break me down, we keep fracturing, so you'll forget your place and never find grace. Fly me away before the clouds of pain, soon we will lose our wings within the storm. Breathe me in, take what's left of me. I lose my mind to fate, I cannot disgrace. Heart beating heart, erase your belief. I will destroy what's left and run away. Get with the two, harmony, the shadow in this sea. Come to the page, the curtains rising soon.
1, 2, 3, clap.
Discombobulate.
Okay. I couldn't hear anyone else clap when you said it. I only heard my clap and you saying discombobulate.
You really zeroed in on that word.
You were just like, this motherfucker.
We will jump right into Brandy. So, it's gotten pretty late into the night at this point. You remember that Estel said at some point that she was going to have curfews in place. It doesn't look like she started that since she only found out about it today. But it is dark outside now, around the time you guys have been going to bed. Are you heading back, Brandy?
Heading on back. Currently have Mirror out as he's walking back towards his cabin. Like looking at himself, and then occasionally using disguise self to make himself look human. And then undoing it, and then doing it again, just as he's walking back and looking at his nasty tattoos that he's got. Real bummed, essentially, before he puts the mirror away, and then eventually gets back to the cabin with his bandages still off, and enters cabin.
Oh, you were out late, Brandy?
Yeah, I was, just, I got distracted, I guess.
Well, with the, creature out and everything, maybe try not to do that?
Alright, the bear. Yeah,
No, I feel like you were there when we...
So when Brandy says, right, the bear, Shui's like, he crosses his arms and he's nodding his head like, right, yep, the bear. Mm-hmm.
No, you were definitely there when we explained it.
I know, I'm just messing around.
Theo gives like a look of like, okay. He decides not to really bother. I don't know, explain to Shui if Estel's gonna do it soon. So.
It turns out it wasn't a bear. It's some kind of a magic spell that's causing it to make it sound like they were describing a bear when it was something else entirely.
She's like, what? It wasn't a bear?
No, not at all, apparently.
I told you it wasn't a bear.
But then you would proceed to describe a bear, at least that's what we heard.
Okay, right. Magic, right, of course. Okay. No, I'm sorry.
We can say for the sake of ease that you took that drawing you made with you.
Okay. He'll take it out of his pocket then. And I'll fold it and show it up to Shui like it looked like this.
That's not a bear.
Exactly. So, definitely not a bear?
As far as we know, it's just a fairy tale creature that repeats what others say.
It's called a jabber.
So it's a copycat.
I guess. Like, they forgot who they were, so they repeat others to try to find themselves again. A little strange, but, I guess I don't blame them.
At first glance, it seems like there's nothing wrong with that, but what's concerning is how it managed to get here in the first place. Should have been a barrier that stopped them.
Right. I guess... Well, with us bringing it up to Estel, I'm sure the, people in charge will look into it.
Avayath just nods.
Brandy goes and lays down. Oh, drinks the stuff too.
Roll wisdom save.
Avayath grabs out his Bible and starts reading, like the nerd he is.
Fuck me. 12.
Okay. You've got about a fourth of that left.
Theo was actually going to take note of Brandy's markings, but because you literally said Brandy takes his medicine right then, can Theo notice that?
Sure. I'm not trying to be sneaky.
So not much is left. How much did you say, Cassie? A fourth?
A fourth.
Okay, and how long has it been since he was given that?
About a week, because you're at the end of Peter's training. So your next check-in should be soon. You weren't told how long it was supposed to last.
But how big it is? How long does it look like it was supposed to last?
He was only supposed to be taking a sip a day. It's like a flask.
Okay.
Like a clear flask.
Ah, okay, so yeah, definitely less than... Okay. Theo will take note of that. It's like, oh, Brandy, your medicine... Not much left, huh?
Yes, not.
But you were being careful not to take too much, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to be.
Theo gives an awkward smile. Like, yeah, okay.
It'd be easier if they told me, gave me like a dosage, not just like a sip. I don't know what the hell that means.
Right. Do you know if you're supposed to get any more after that's gone?
No idea.
Right, okay. Well, good night. He looks concerned.
Yeah, good night.
So you all go to sleep, have a pretty uneventful night in terms of anything happening. But you do hear, early in the morning, a little bit earlier than you're used to, kind of like, you think at first that it's knocking, but then you realize it actually appears to be hammering outside of your door.
Avayath goes out in half of his armor to check what the hammering is.
Which half?
That's important, correct?
Which half, yeah.
The bottom half.
I
He's
thought you were
still
going to be
shirtless.
like weird and go like left side
The
of his
left
body.
side, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to protect the family jewels.
Oh my god.
The left nut and not the right nut.
That's the only one that works.
Okay. Listen to all these things that aren't going to make it into the podcast.
Podcast is cancelled.
So yeah, Avayath goes out and you see Wynn currently standing up on a ladder outside of your cabin with a little like wooden sign almost that appears to have some kind of engraving in it that he's hanging up outside your cabin. And when you come out, he gives you a wave and he's like, oh hi, ah! And he starts to fall.
Whoa! Avayath tries to catch him.
Roll an athletics check.
Alright. Watch him get a nat one. Oh my god.
What the fuck, why'd you
So
say
with a
that?
1 + 6, that would be a 7. He falls on you, and both of you fall, and some of your armor comes off and scatters out onto the front of the lawn. You all just hear this loud clamoring. It sounds like several buckets hitting each other.
I'm sorry, I tried to catch you. It looks like I...
No, you're good. I was the one who lost my footing.
Avayath gets back on and starts picking up pieces. Can't believe my armor broke apart so easily.
Probably helps if you have all of it together.
That's true.
Sorry, did I wake you up?
No, I was in the middle of putting on my outfit.
Outfit.
Why did you start working so early?
Oh, Estel had a meeting last night with the mentors and Arthur, and talked about some extra security measures about something you guys saw.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm relieved that you're getting on it.
Yeah, we're just putting up some wards, making sure nothing can enter that wasn't given permission, essentially.
Oh, some more. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He's gonna take a peek.
It looks like a wooden sign that has a symbol burned into it.
Does the ward prevent everyone from going in and out, or is it more specific than that?
It's just to protect you guys so no one can come in. So all of the mentors are given permission, you guys are given permission, but no one from other cabins can come in, and no one that we haven't given permission to can come in. Oh, we also gave the medic permission, just in case.
Sounds good. Fantastic. Thank you for your hard work.
Yeah, of course. Peter should be by pretty soon to pick you guys up.
Alright, I'll get ready.
Let me just put on my arm.
Like he always does.
And when takes his little, he's got a little bucket full of these symbols, and looks like he was doing your guys' first, and continues on to the next cabin.
So if they weren't awake already, Avayath wakes them up by clanking inside.
What was that?
Wynn was working on a I forgot what it was called, a spellcasting thing to ward off others. Security measures.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get there starting on that so soon.
I would say Shui, as he's getting ready for the day and waiting on like Peter to show up, he's probably being like super fucking annoying, talking to his sword. So he's probably doing stuff like, hey, what's your favorite food? I love salmon and pork buns and rice balls and pan-fried water buck and ooh, green flour mooncake. Have you ever had green flour mooncake?
I can't eat.
And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he goes like, and then he just continues with other like random questions. Can you feel pain? No, stop. No.
It's funny to picture him being all excited. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. But we didn't hear the response. It's just like he's so excited that he suddenly stops.
But he's probably like, hey, what do you think of Master Peter?
He's scary.
He's like, I know, right? Wait, scary?
He's got that big angry sword.
Can you talk to other elven swords?
Uh-huh.
And she's like, what does Master Peter say?
It doesn't talk, really.
Shui kind of tilts his head.
Avayath pulls out his sword and he's like, can my sword talk? Hello, sword.
Avayath, I think that was sort of a thing with
Hello!
Shui's...
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Never mind, I guess.
I'm joking. Okay.
It looked like my sword can't talk. He sheaths the bag.
I think it was a special case for, Shui.
Okay, so you guys continue to get ready in the morning before eventually you hear a knock on your door. This time very clearly a knock, kind of soft on the outside.
Avayath slams open the door. Hello there!
It's Peter. Blinks a little bit, a little caught off guard by your enthusiasm there, and clears his throat, and he's like, you have one more day with me. Your training is complete, but we have to go over a few things.
A review sounds like a great idea.
Good morning, Master Peter.
Good morning, Shui.
Oh, what got me was like the delay.
He was considering whether or not to correct you.
I'll be at the church. When you're ready, come along.
Alright then. We'll meet you there.
So you guys finish getting ready and eventually make your way to the church. You see Essence coming out of her cabin, also making her way to the church. And you guys go inside and take your places in the pews. Wynn's already there, sitting up on the stage again next to Peter. And Peter looks out towards you all and is just like, you all completed your training, so we have a few extra days here. There's nothing really left for you to do with me, but I will prepare you for your final that you will be having later. Have any of you heard of an astral golem?
Shui looks lost already.
Peter waits for a moment and looks around, and no one seems like they know what he's talking about, so he continues. It's just like, an astral golem is a golem constructed in the astral plane that has the ability to connect to your psyche
It will present something to you you are afraid of, not necessarily the thing you are most afraid of, but something that usually involves a flight or fight response. This could be something as literal as spiders to as vague as the feeling of falling, and the way it presents itself often will adjust to your current mindset. You will be facing this creature for your final with me.
No.
Oh. That sounds concerning. But I will not fail.
Shui's thinking. He's like, what am I afraid of? And he's like really thinking.
Don't think about it too hard. Oftentimes the golem will pick up on what exactly your thinking is and twist it into something else, because it's much more frightful to see something you're not expecting.
And is everybody going to be seeing this thing, or is it going to be like in the confessional where it's just one-on-one?
It is a public presentation.
Oh. Great.
All the mentors will be present to see how you deal with extreme stress.
Theo's already sweating.
Yeah.
Avayath looks totally confident.
I want you to be aware we are able to turn the golem off at any point. It is a creature that was created by our founder Arthur, so he has a pretty tight hold on it.
Shui just looks excited. He doesn't fully understand the situation just yet.
Theo just gives Brandy a worried look, I guess.
Yeah. He is similarly worried look.
Well, you have today and tomorrow before your training with Libris begins. And then, after your training with Libris, you will have one additional week to prepare, go over your assessments with Arthur, and then do your finals. And from there, you will be given a mentor, and we can get started.
Question, Cassie. Did Estel mention what her final was gonna consist of?
She did not.
Wow, cool
It's gonna be a
move.
fucking quiz. It's gonna be a fucking quiz. Shui has 8 intelligence.
Mood, Chewy. Same.
She was like, man, I hope we get to lift books. I hope our job is lifting them.
Damn. Theo has literally almost double your intelligence.
It shows.
Avayath also has 8 intelligence.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
Dumb Boy Squad!
Same hat.
This group has 4 brain cells and Theo has all of them.
Literally, all of the Sparks in training also have pretty low intelligence, so you're just all really
God.
fucking stupid, besides Theo.
This generation's going great.
Yeah, you looked up the intelligence score for everybody. Who's the smartest? Is it the cat?
It's a tie. Let me look again. It's a tie between Riddle and Titus.
I knew it was Riddle. Okay. Smart Boy Squad. No wonder Theo's gonna choose Riddle for his fight.
And Avayath will speak up and say, I can't wait to see the creature that Arthur's created. I'm looking forward to a challenge against this golem.
The purpose isn't always to fight it, sometimes the purpose is just to stand your ground. If it's something more abstract, you may not be able to fight it.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you supposed to do if it's a fear of falling? Not fall?
It presents itself in interesting ways. You might believe the ground below you has vanished and feel like you are about to fall.
I can't swing my sword at it?
You can.
Swing your sword at inertia.
Avayath is literally like, I don't know what to do if I can't swing my sword at something.
He sounded so broken.
Can't swing my sword at it? What?
If the golem is too badly damaged, it will return to the astral plane.
And what happens if, someone fails?
Then the golem will turn itself off. It is not meant to be something that is to harm you.
But, what if you fail? Okay, for any of the finals, what if you fail one of them?
The point is for us to be able to see where you need to improve and who would be the most helpful and the most beneficial for you to have as a mentor. There is no harm in failing.
Okay.
We're not going to kick you out just because you fail an exam. The point is to protect you. If you fail, it just gives you all the more reason to stay. So if you don't want to stay, if that's your goal,
And he's kind of looking around at everyone.
then do well.
But Shui salutes Peter again. And he's like, yes, master!
I'll certainly try.
Yes, so just a reminder, in 2 days' time, your next training session will be with Libris, who surprisingly has more religious ties to her training than myself. She prefers to go in the evening, so I suggest you all relax. Until then, make sure you get plenty of sleep that day. It will be a late night for you.
The evening, you mean like how when Estelle said she was gonna put a curfew?
Libris's training is special. It has to be done at night.
Okay, that doesn't change the fact that there's a curfew and a potentially dangerous creature out there.
You will have a mentor with you, one who is incredibly capable of protecting you.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And Libris's training does not take place behind the walls. It takes place outside of them.
Oh, yeah, so much safer. That puts me at ease.
Come on, Brandy. It'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Just keep close to her during your training. Libris's training is probably the safest of any of ours.
Shui's like leaning into Avayath and just like, hey, do you think Master Libris is super strong?
Well, of course, she was one of the chosen ones.
And Shui kind of like shivers or shakes and vibrates. He vibrates. There we go. In excitement, and he's just like, oh, I can't wait.
Can't wait either. Her training's a special one.
Peter starts to get up, looks like he's done talking, and Wynn speaks before he starts to gather his things. I don't know what he fucking has, but I guess
His
he's
sword.
gathering them.
His sword.
He picks up his sword.
And a bouquet of roses for Estelle.
Oh my god. No, he's not fucking romantic. Okay, anyway. Okay, so Wynn speaks up and is just like, were you going to join in? Just gotta know if I gotta be up late that night too. And Peter looks over at him and is just like, oh, think about it. Class is dismissed. You all can go.
Great.
Avayath doesn't say loud enough for Peter to hear, but Avayath's like, oh, we didn't really do much.
Well, everyone went through their training in the confessional, so...
Essence was quiet throughout all of that. No quippy remarks, no glances at anyone, just quiet. And she gets up and leaves when he's done.
That's nice.
Is this what peace feels like?
Is that Shui in the back of his mind?
Shui is going to go up to Peter before leaving.
Is everyone else still here, or did they exit?
Exit, probably.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Avayath is gone.
Okay, so just you and Peter. And Wynn?
Aww. Shui is smiling pretty brightly at Peter, and he takes his sword in his hand and he kind of like holds it up. Yesterday, Theo helped me realize something important, and he kind of like turns his sword like horizontally and kind of like holds it in his hands, you know what I mean? And he's just like, I can talk to my sword now, he says, like a glimmer in his eyes.
That's good. Already made more progress than me.
And Shui was just like, I felt really bad about trying to get rid of it after training yesterday, but he looks at the sword and he's like, but it sounds really nice, and I think we'll be good friends, he says.
It's good. It's good to develop a bond with your weapon.
Maybe you can do it too.
Low chuckle at that I can't do.
No, stop.
No.
Like I told you before, it's not my sword, so it will never talk to me.
Maybe... He kind of tilts his head. Maybe your sword doesn't talk. Mine says that your sword doesn't say much.
He kind of like grabs it tightly at that and it's just like,
I'm sure it doesn't want to talk.
Huh. Like, who wouldn't want to talk? But he kind of like shakes his head and he's like, I just wanted you to know. And he gives Peter a bow and waves at him and does a little trot out.
Watches you go. No change in expression. Goodbye.
He's so fucking hard to get. Okay. Yeah, he does that. Shui does that. And tries to catch up with his friends.
Yeah, when you're leaving, Wynn's like, bye, Shui!
Bye, Master Wynn!
We'll work on it!
I love that boy.
So you guys have 2 days before Libris's training if there was anything that you wanted to do.
I want to hang out.
Vibe.
Shui's gonna hang out, pass out his flyers. Oh my god.
Bless you.
Bless you, Brandy.
Brandy's like, it's the devil! No, okay, sorry.
Stop! Don't say that!
He says that when looking in the mirror every day.
God!
Shui passes out his flyers. The day before, he passed them out to, it was just Peter. But now he's passing them out to everyone else. Even Essence.
What's this?
She was like, well, we've all been working really hard here at this training camp for the past, how long? It's been like a month or something?
It's been about a month. I'd say it's the end of Peter's training, so it's been 3 weeks.
Okay. For a couple weeks now, and I thought people could use something to relax. So I came up with this. He says, and he like holds up the flyer, yeah. And he smiles, and he's just like, it'll be really fun. Mentor Estel told me that Master Peter really likes music.
Still trying to get Master Peter to notice you?
He shakes his head no at that. No, this is different. I want to thank him. He already told me that he won't be my mentor, but that's okay. I'm not sad, and I understand why he said or why he made that choice. But even then, he kind of looks a little resolved. I learned a lot from him, even if he doesn't think so.
Well, it's all very sweet. And you know, with all your enthusiasm, you even had me calling him Master Peter.
She chuckles with the and I also want to thank you guys. You've been really good to me.
Well, it's good to see that you're getting a bit more confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
He will pet Shui's head, tussle his hair.
Okay. Shui kind of chuckles at that too. He's like, stop!
And then I kill him.
You know, now
like
you're
a
like
grape.
rubbing his hair and then suddenly...
Fuck. Shit. No.
What about Avayath? What's he doing?
Yeah, so I was gonna have Avayath comment. This is a great idea. Is there anything I can do to help?
Shui thinks, and he's like, Yaya, you wanna... Sorry. Yaya, you wanna... What do I want to say? I was gonna say, you want to party too? No, that's not.
You want a party?
What do I say? Yaya, you wanna help?
Yes.
He thinks. And he's like, oh, I have an idea. And then he'll like take Avayath to the side and like start rambling. I'm not gonna do that because I don't know what he would say, but also I want the event to be a secret.
So, but it does involve music though, huh?
It does involve music and a performance of some sort.
Aww. They will look to Brandy and be like, have you ever danced before?
Dance? No, not really. I think my MO, I got 2 left feet.
I'm sure you're great at it, but even so, you don't have to be great at it to have fun.
Huh. Well, we'll see about that. Not too sure it's my thing.
Well, I'm not a great dancer either, but He looks over the flyer thing and he's like, I'm sure it'll be a great time.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Can y'all help Shui pass out the flyers?
Yes, he would love to.
Oh.
A bit too much.
Take the flyer.
He's gonna pass the flyer out twice to the same person sometimes.
Alright, I'll roll for an NPC. So you're wandering around, and you actually find yourself in like a little clearing area after you've passed out a bunch of these flyers. It's kind of off to the side near the entrance of the back gate. And you find Libris, who's kind of like currently leaning up against the back wall. Just seems like she's staring up at the sky. Every now and again, she like raises a hand to block the sun from her eyes and blinks.
Is Avayath with Shui?
That's up to you.
I don't know. I figured Avayath would split up just to like pass it out to as many people as possible in a shorter time.
You hear Avayath in the distance. Have you heard of Shui's consort and Claytor?
Oh my god.
Both together in the same night?
He would wave to Libris, be like, Libris, I have an invitation for you. It's not related to Claytor this time.
Or is it? Okay, sorry.
Or is it? He's like hiding a Bible behind his back.
Oh my god.
Hiding mini Bibles he made himself.
Okay. Well, Shui sees Libris, and he's like, "Oh, Master Libris!"
She kind of blinks a little bit. Looks like she may have been about to doze off, leaning against this wall. And looks over to you and is just like, "Oh, hey, Shui."
And Shui runs up to her, and he's like, I have something for you." And then he'll pull out the flyer, and goes like, "Ta-da!"
She takes it from you and looks it over, and smiles and laughs a little bit. She's like, "Oh, this is adorable. Did you make this yourself?"
Cheeks red.
He did! And I think it's a great idea. It'll help everyone to stay at ease as we train.
I think it's a wonderful idea, too. We don't do a lot of stuff like this.
My common handwriting isn't very good, but
I think it looks just fine. It's unique.
She's like, "Oh, this is common? Oh no, Shui!"
They did these kind of things all the time in Greenflower.
Oh, Greenflower, is that where you're from?
He nods his head. He's like, "Close. I'm from Moonfoam. It's really close to Greenflower."
Moonfoam. She blinks her eyes a little bit at that, and she's just like, haven't been there in a while.
You've been there before?
Oh, yes, when I was younger.
He thinks for a bit, and he's like, "I wonder if you met my mom."
What was her name?
And he smiles like real wide, and he's like, "Her name was Sumi."
Sumi. Oh, she was one of the sword singers, wasn't she?
He shakes his head, or nods his head. Know what I mean. He nods his head, like really excitedly, and just like, "She was super strong," or at least that's what I was told.
Yes, I heard about your parents. They were an interesting duo.
He kind of laughs. He's gonna like admittedly say like, "I don't know too much about them, but I love hearing stories."
Oh, I know a lot about them.
His eyes like twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. "Can you tell me some?"
Sure. Do you know... Let's see. Your father was a human, right then? If your mother was the elf?
He nods.
Okay, well... Do you know the name of your mother's blade?
Looks puzzled. Nope, hard question for him. He shakes his head and he's like, "No, I don't."
She grins very big at that, and she's just like, "Your mother had the lover's blade."
That's Zen. That's so cute. And she's like, "The lover's blade?"
Yes, it was a very rare sword. One of the few that had its ability. It could divide into two, actually. And as long as your mother and father were holding hands, they both could wield them, even though he was a human.
That's so cool, he says. And he's like looking at Avayath. Like, "My parents are so cool."
That is a cool sword. But if they stopped holding hands, would one of the swords just disappear?
It would. That's sort of how it would work. It started off as a great sword, and then it would divide into two long swords.
Such an interesting ability. Although, holding hands constantly, I don't know if that's the most practical way to fight. But it is very interesting.
It had a little bit more of a practical use. elven swords allow the user to extend their life a bit. Your aging slows by half. So, when they would sleep at night, she would divide the sword and make sure your father had one, and then they could live longer together.
That's so cute.
That's adorable.
No, I remember when like Avayath was like, "I'll teach you a thing or two about love," and you find out Shui's mom had the lover's blade. It's really cute. Anyway, I wonder if my sword and my mom's would have gotten along.
Who knows? Elven swords. It's pretty hit or miss if they get along with each other. I mean, usually they have different gods and goddesses. So, if they don't get along with the god or goddess that made that one, usually the swords don't get along either.
Shui kind of thinks for a bit, and he's like, "Hey, Master Libris.
Yes?
You know a lot about elven swords, huh?"
They interest me.
He kind of holds up his own, and he's like, "I don't know much about them, or where they come from, or really how they are made. Master Dashi, she taught me some things, but I can't remember." Yeah, he's just like, but it's hard to recall a lot of what she said.
Well, let me see yours then. Let me take a look.
He looks at his sword, and before he like hands it over, he's gonna go like, "Is that okay?" He says to his sword.
There is a long pause, and you don't get an answer back.
Shui kind of tilts his head. He looks at Libris. No, never mind. Yeah, he'll just give it to her.
She takes it, and when she takes it for a moment, she furrows her brow a bit, and you can hear like a very sharp, audible gasp from your sword when she touches it, and she just goes, "Oh, no, you're okay."
And then, Shui's like, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" He says to his sword.
Intimidating.
Looks at Libris. What's she looking like?
She looks concerned, like when she's holding it, and she's like, "I seem to have frightened it."
Shui nods his head like, "Yeah." Yeah, I can tell.
It's a very young sword. Seems like it was recently made.
Shui thinks for a bit. Who was it that told him that it could have been one of the newer swords?
Dashi. Dashi said she had seen 9 of the 10 blades, but had not seen the 10th, and so she assumed this was the 10th. And then Winona also told you that they pop up every now and again.
Master Dashi hasn't seen the Beast Blade before.
Beast Blade, is that what this is called?
He nods his head.
She's looking it over a bit, and she's like, "No, that doesn't seem right."
Huh?
Beast Blade. Nope. She gives it back to you.
Shui looks confused.
I don't know its name, but that doesn't. Seems like a placeholder. Did someone else tell you that name when they gave it to you?
Shui kind of sighs. He kind of groans. And he's like, was that a lie too?
I don't think it's a lie. It's just not fully correct, if that makes sense. Maybe a synonym? Mistranslation between languages?
Maybe it was supposed to be Best Blade.
You're a funny one.
Shui laughs. Maybe. And he looks at his sword a little bit longer. And I don't think I'll do this interaction now, but later on, he'll probably ask the sword if it knows its name.
Libris kind of gives both of you a nod and is just like, well, I should stop dozing off and get back to my duties, probably.
You have to come to the concert.
To the concert?
Yeah, it's the flyer we gave you.
Oh, right. She looks down at it. She, seems like she already spaced it out. Sorry, bit forgetful. I will make sure I hold on to it so I don't forget.
He, bows to her. And he's like, "Thank you, Master Libris. And I look forward to your training."
I look forward to it too. It's been a while. She kind of shoos you off a little bit, and it's just like, alright, go on ahead. I have meetings and things to go to.
Shui nods and, runs away. Runs off and waves at her.
She waves back.
Trying to drag Avayath, but, literally.
As she's waving, she seems like she's distracted by, a fucking butterfly that goes past and, stops waving and looks at it.
Farewell and have a nice day! And Avayath also starts leaving, but he doesn't run like Shui, so I guess he starts falling behind.
Alright, was there any scenes that Theo and Brandy wanted to do?
I don't know, is there?
I don't know, you tell me.
Fuck. But yeah, I don't have anything specific. I guess they hang out, probably. I guess Theo would ask how he's doing, because he took his bandages off. So Theo will eye his arms again, because the only time he had done that previously is when Theo was on the subject of them. And with his knowledge of them being kind of unfortunate sort of meanings, he would probably ask. He looks at them and it's so how are you doing, Brandy?
I mean, about as good as you can be here, I guess. Why? How about you?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm nervous for Peter's final, but the main reason I was asking was because of your arms. You took your bandages off.
Oh, yeah. I guess I forgot to put the bandages back on.
I mean, you don't have to put them back on, unless you feel like you need to.
I don't know. I was just... guess I got distracted. Or just in a rush this morning or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah. As long as you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. No need to worry about me. How about you? How are you, holding up here?
Well, about as good as how you responded. I mean, I've been away from home before, for a good while, but I don't know, something probably about the reason why we're here. It's I guess just nervous around here.
Yeah, things around here are, certainly interesting, huh?
Yeah, but I guess, if we need to be here.
Yeah. I guess so. We could always run. He says with a smile.
Do you think they would... Do you think they would let us?
Probably not, but it's a fun thought.
I'm sure they'd hunt us down.
Yeah.
But it's for our protection. He does a little point.
Yeah, for our protection, of course.
Even though there's a spooky creature in here.
Yeah, and we're gonna be training in the middle of the night, and when it's supposed to come out.
But we're gonna be outside the walls.
Oh yeah, so it's even more safe.
Yeah.
If we do run into anything, I'll tell you what, I'll get the two of us out of there real quick.
Well, cool. I wouldn't want to abandon the others, but the sentiment is nice.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but, if things get hairy, it's good to have an escape plan. And I got one. I got a bit of magic up my sleeve. Been learning a couple new things here and there.
Yeah? Anything really cool?
I don't want to... I could show you, I guess. It's really loud, though, from what I recently learned.
Okay. Well, there was a clearing not far, so...
Sure.
Little pond. So.
Yeah. Let's go do that. Let's go over there. Actually, and out of the way.
What is he gonna show?
Okay. Well, first off, how deep is the pond, Cassie?
Just a couple feet.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that then. I was gonna have him try and land in it, but that would be bad. That'd be a bad call. He's gonna splatter if he does. Okay, cool. He's gonna look to Theo. He's gonna tell Theo. He'll be like, "You stand on the other side of the pond. All right."
Okay. He'll go that way.
Because this has some kickback, I guess is the best way to put it.
Oh, alright. What exactly are you doing?
It's a new spell here.
And he starts to like rub his hands together a little bit, and you can see like for a sec like a bit of like energy like crackling, like little sparks in his hand. Before this big boom of thunder goes off as he casts Thunderstep and fucking teleports 300 feet away.
Oh my goodness!
Or no, sorry, he teleports 90 feet away. The boom can be heard from up to 300 feet
I
away.
was like 300 feet?
What?
No. The boom can be heard from 300 feet away. He can teleport up to 90 feet away. So he will teleport 90 feet away and then do it again and teleport back.
Theo, like, I guess, not startle, but like, kind of does like because it's loud, so he startles a bit at that, each time, but he'll start clapping on the other side of the little pond, and he's like, "That was great, Brandy!"
When he teleports back, his hair is like fucking like slicked back real, like, you know, the shit they do and fucking, it's just like, yeah. Super like frizzed out.
Your hair felt the effects of it.
Oh, shit.
And he like starts running his fingers through his hair.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I'm still getting used to that one, but it's a new little trick.
Theo jogs back around the pond area to go back to him. He's like, "Well, it was super cool."
Thanks.
The only thing I've learned recently is a new language.
Oh, been studying that?
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time in Estel's library.
Well, nice. What'd you pick up?
Infernal.
Cocks head to the side.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it would be interesting.
That certainly is an interesting choice. Actually speak that one too.
Nice. Maybe you can quiz me.
And speak of the fucking devil, as you guys are talking about the library, you see a very annoyed-looking Estel coming out of one of the buildings nearby and walking towards you both.
Oh, fuck.
Theo looks nervous instantly. Do you think this is about your loud noise?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it's about my loud noise.
Well, we can pretend that we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, totally. We could do that right now if she's watching us and walking towards us.
Yeah,
right now.
she's walking super fast with her like arms to her sides, like rushing towards you both, but at a reasonable pace, not running.
Fucking Terminator walking towards us.
She approaches, and it's just like, "What was that?"
I don't know, you heard it too?
Roll a deception check.
Theo was about to speak, but he hears Brandy say that, and then he bites his tongue.
I got a pretty good deception. I got high charisma.
13.
You beat her.
Discombobulate!
She's kind of looking between you two suspiciously, because you didn't get that much higher than her, and like, and looking at the pond and then looking back to you two, and is just like, "Did you see anyone in this area in the last few moments?"
Nope, just us.
No, it was just us.
Then where did that sound come from?
Looks up to the sky. What does the sky look like right now? Is it cloudy at all?
No.
I don't know. It's a good question.
She sighs a little bit at that and is just like, do I need to put more wards up in this area too?
I think it might have just been thunder. A thunderstorm far away.
There's not a cloud in the sky.
Maybe it's further away.
She's just giving you this look like, you idiot. And is looking back kind of towards the pond, like she's trying to, like, suss out if there's something in it that could have made that noise. And then looks back to the both of you and she's like, well, maybe a different spark was practicing some magic within the walls. It is important that, especially in this area near the library, we keep volume at a low. Some of us are doing research.
Right. Gotcha. Well, good thing we weren't being loud then.
Yeah, if you see anyone practicing magic that would create such a loud noise, please tell them to be quiet.
Sure thing, will do.
She kind of is still looking at you suspiciously and is turning around and like muttering under her breath as she goes back towards the library.
So Theo basically throughout that whole interaction after he spoke and it led to her being like, so what was it then? So basically he just like was like biting his lip and his face was really red because like he doesn't get in trouble ever, so he's like but also he seems like he's kind of holding in laughter too.
Yeah, Brandy looks down at him with a smile. It's like, well, that was little
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort, huh?
It's what they get for all their lies.
Guess we can keep a few secrets of our own, huh?
I'm here crying out for you, so you'll find me at last and wipe away our past. Even now, falling towards something beyond this new script. The show starts with us.